those bloody Anglo-Saxons with their reading and their clean sanitation and their toilets. What were they thinking? Or those Romans with their roads
sewage.
And their sewage systems, you know, get them out. You know, there's drawbacks of any... Well, back in those times, there was wars when someone
constant.
But when it happens now, when a Turkish family come over, they open up a shop, but it's not just one that comes over and takes a job away from one British person. It's not simple mathematics like that. When one comes over, it's like a whole family comes over, and then they give jobs to, you know, other members of their family, and they bring money in our economy, and it's such a knock-on effect. It's a good thing. And Scotland has thrived on immigration and being a diverse culture.
But it's such a touchy subject, and no one wants to speak about it, because it's like you're either racist or you're either, you know, too lenient, like, oh no, I like it. There's no, it's, you know, it's such a difficult subject to approach immigration that we just need to really look at. There is so many benefits out of it, yet no one's really highlighting those issues. They just want to put fear into us, divide us, I believe, in a sense where we're pretty unstable, and you know, they've got every right to come in and search what you're doing, taking more control over what it is you're up to. And these are all kind of precautions leading up to that, maybe, and I don't know. Because
you have so many people that are caught in the society trap where they come home, they watch the TV, and they get confused by and left feeling like powerless and completely uncertain, because they don't have the facts, they're not armed with the knowledge, they don't go out there and look at current affairs, they don't know the different portals to where they can get information that isn't biased, that isn't controlled by some guy with an agenda that wants to make money. Maybe they don't know that, and you know, I feel sorry for people, because at the end of the day, a lot of people are just going to work to feed their family, to put food on their table, to put a roof over their head, and they're doing it innocently. And
but bills and money going up, on, you know, like prices going up, all these things are just like constantly painting us into a corner as a society. Like,
so they get bombarded with so many different contradictory views and opinions, especially from the people that are in power, that they don't know who's right and who's wrong. Like, for instance, fracking, a perfect example. When BBC or any of the other big mainstream TV programmes or news channels start talking or having a debate on fracking, the minute you have a debate on it, or say in a news report, there's debate in this, then people automatically think, well, there's question over this. But there is no question over the environmental risks and the health risks of fracking. There is no question about who profits out of it.
See, when New York made the decision to ban it recently, it was equivalent of putting 79 million cars off the road annually.
Say that again.
See the amount of emissions that fracking causes. What is it, something like 400 tankers per well, per frack? Am I quite loud here?
It's just that we're having problems with this microphone. It sounds
I don't want to
as
touch
if,
it because it just goes nuts when you touch it.
See,
bring my level down a wee bit.
See, like when you let air out a water bottle.
Well, this is live community radio.
That's
you know
what it's all
I mean?
about.
It's not a perfect
rough and raw.
It's not a perfect smooth run every show like you get on these big fake well-funded BBCs, like every execution ever. You know, like that's not, you know, because it's not a smooth transition constantly. You know,
raw
sometimes
working class
So just as I was saying there, each well can be fracked 18 or 19 times. And there's 400 tankers of fresh water that goes to each, so you can imagine the pollution that comes from each tanker, as well as the gas that's released into the atmosphere. So with New York coming out and banning fracking due to it being so risky to public health and to the water supply, it was the equivalent of them putting 79 million cars off the road annually. So
imagine that being added.
So the thing is, you've got that, and you've got David Cameron in Britain saying that we should start fracking immediately, and that people shouldn't have a right to reject anyone, the oil companies going underneath your home to frack. Now that's it, it's black and white, it's in front of your face. It's incredible.
Well,
worrying times.
On the fracking note, Westminster are due to vote on Scottish fracking powers this week. On the website we mentioned earlier on, Friends of the Earth Scotland great website with some great information on it, on climate news, energy news, food news, just good information. I've got on it that MPs in Westminster are going to vote on plans for the speedy transfer of fracking powers to the Scottish Government on Tuesday the 13th of January. So it's an amendment lodged by Tom Grettrex, who's an MP to the UK Infrastructure Bill, which would see control over onshore oil and gas licensing devolved to the Scottish Government, as recommended by the Smith Commission. So hopefully
we can actually start using our beautiful country to generate 100% green energy. How cool would that be?
That'd be ideal.
I think about the mountains. I think about the amount of wind farms we could get up there. I mean, there's hardly anywhere up there that's actually populated. You know what I mean? We've got like a perfect primed land for a totally green society. There's only 5.5 million of us. You know, and it's like we've got this mountainous terrain where you could have wind farms. We've got Loch Lomond. We've got like the fresh water. We've got like lochs that are high that we could use for like hydraulic or like hydroelectricity. I mean, the options are absolutely incredible here in Scotland. There's only 5 million of us. It's like we could easily do it, but yet no. Let's frack Loch Lomond.
Instead, they want to
let's use backward methods of getting energy.
They want to set coal under the Firth of Forth alight. That's what they want to do. It's coal bed methane, which is another part of fracking.
See in America, where the states that they've been fracking, the total wastelands now. But the ISS, International Space Station, reported that the lights from the fires from the burning fracking wells are brighter than like most major cities in America now. So like you're seeing the actual devastation of these fires that are. It's basically the gas being set on fire, the excess gas, you know, and that you're not going back from that. You can't just close up wells, you know. It's so shocking in the fact that they're applying to go underneath your house if you live in Glasgow and Edinburgh, and shaking the ground underneath you to get at the gas is it's frightening.
It still just freaks me out though that any human being on the planet can produce a piece of paper to say like we own that, or we're allowed to go and frack that bit of earth that also will affect your life.
That also belongs to you because you've been born here as well.
So it's like, how can we possibly ever go in anywhere and say, right, yep, that's what we're doing, even though it's going to have environmental difficulties on that area, it's going to cause many, many problems, and then they're just going to walk away and go and move and set up shop somewhere else and leave the people there behind. It's like, no, wait a minute, that we're all part of this earth, this is all our land, like, what are you talking about?
It's the thing.
What's this bit of paper you've just what? Because somebody signed it, it says what? Like, nah, no, hold on a minute.
Hold on.
Who allowed any of this to... Oh, because it's got official government writing and stamps. Oh, this big official gear.
The Queen says...
A signature, no, I mean these big official stamps and documents, and now we own it, and now we own Scotland. And it's like, right, hold on a minute, what planet are you from?
Very, very dark situation indeed.
Absolutely.
The thing that's funny about the fracking thing is that with science, you know, they bang on about how science is going to take us forward, and science is the answer, and
of course
science of this. You know, these big corporations rely on science for their businesses to work, for the mobile phones in their pockets to work, for the computers, for the internet. So they have to accept and embrace the science, but they don't, and they reject the science that says it's completely destroying the environment and don't even report it.
That's a good point.
But I think a lot of these scientists must be feeling pretty contradicted within themselves, though, is that they know what they're working in these big oil companies and that, and saying, look, we know this is destroying that area, we don't care, here's an extra 300 grand a year for you, whatever it is, there's a nice bonus.
Throw money at it, it'll go
Throw
away.
money at it here, by the way, see, you were wanting to put some of your kids through private school and we'll take care of that, by the way, you just keep reporting the stuff that we want you, basically, say, and see all that actual truth there, like, what, maybe just leave that out now, you know what I mean? We'll get rich, let the next generation deal with that, you know what I mean? That's the way it seems like these companies are going. It's like, just let the next generation, because we're basically benefiting from all the spoils, so let's just continue this until it's really buggered, plus we'll be dead then, so who cares? You know what I mean? That's what I feel the genuine way it's going.
And the most frustrating thing is we have the technology to be green.
But
there's no money. A lot of jobs are losing out there in the oil industry. A lot of money, a lot of...
Have the ability to be green, but Exxon Mobil spend $100 million a day on finding new sources of oil.
See that there, right? We need to go